Okay, so we are live. We'll just wait for a couple of minutes for people to join. Hi, Shuman bhai.
Hello, Tirtha. How are
Hi,
you?
Shiva. I'm good. How are you both today?
I'm all right, thanks. Hi, Shiva.
Hi, Shimon. How are you?
I'm all right, thanks. How are
Hi,
you?
Victor. Good. I'm good.
Great.
Okay, I think we're good to go. So, hi everyone. Everyone who's joined us in this live session today. My name is Tirtho Mahmood. I work here at the British Council as the Business Development Manager, and I also look after international education services. So in today's session, you will find useful information about writing a statement of purpose or a personal statement for a UK university. Feel free to post your questions in the comment section below, and we will try and answer them towards the end of the session. We won't be able to take specific university-specific queries, but we will try and answer as many common questions about writing a statement of purpose as we can today. To conduct today's session with me, I have here my teaching center colleagues, Shiva and Shumon. Shiva and Shumon, if you'd quickly like to introduce yourselves before we begin.
Hi, my name's Shivan. I'm the Academic Coordinator, British Council Teaching Centre.
Hi, I'm Shiva. I'm a teacher at the British Council Teaching Centre.
Right. So I studied in the UK myself. It was quite a long time back, and so when I was making my when I was doing my application, that was the first time when I came across the word personal statement or statement of purpose. So it was an unwelcome surprise, and this is especially true for international students, many of whom see the words personal statement or statement of purpose for the first time when they start their university application. But this is not actually a barrier. The personal statement is, in fact, one of the stepping stones to achieving your goal of studying at a UK university. So, what is a personal statement? If you have selected your study program well, that is to say, you have chosen something that you are truly excited about that matches your academic profile, then personal statement is simply a way to communicate to admissions tutors why you are interested in the program and what you can bring to it. And given the fact that many universities receive multiple applications for each available place, and that most do not offer an interview, your written statement is often the only way you can express your personality and basically tell them that why they should choose you. So the personal statement suggests that you should be allowed to express yourself however you want. That is true to a certain extent. Admissions tutors want to get a picture of you, not your parents, not your teachers, or your best friend. So it has to be your own work. However, the purpose of this statement is to persuade academic staff that they should offer you one of their highly sought after university places. Although there is no strict template for this, there are specific things you should include and certain things you should most certainly leave out. So let's talk about the importance of the opening paragraph. So I hope most of you have heard of UCAS at least. So what is UCAS? UCAS is the Universities and Colleges Admission Service. It is a UK-based organization whose main role is to operate the application process for British universities. So when you apply for a UK university, you'll be applying through UCAS, and it lets you apply to multiple universities through the same platform. So UCAS application allows a total of 4,000 characters, which is roughly 500 to 700 words, meaning that you need to craft the statement very, very carefully. The most important part is unquestionably the opening paragraph, as it acts as an invitation to continue reading. If you're not able to catch the attention of the admissions tutor, who has hundreds of statements to assess, then it is highly unlikely they will read through to the end. The best advice here is to avoid much used opening lines and cliches such as, I have, ever since I was a child, I've wanted to be an engineer. This kind of thing is not the invitation readers are looking for. Instead, try using an anecdote, experience, or inspirational moment. Of course, your opening paragraph you could start it in a variety of ways, but the fundamental purpose is to grab the reader's interest. Following on from your opening paragraph, you have to provide evidence of your passion and commitment to your chosen program, and highlight the specific and transferable skills you possess to study it successfully. So you can do this by following what we call the ABC rule. That is action, benefit, and course. So action include examples of what you have done, experienced, or even read that has helped you in your choice of degree and boosted your knowledge of the subject area. Benefit. By doing these things, explain what you learned or gained. In the case of a book or article, put forward an opinion. Course. The most successful applicants ensure that the information they include is relevant to their course in order to highlight their suitability. So it is perfectly acceptable to base this ABC rule on school-based activities, as not all students have opportunities outside the classroom. However, if you link extracurricular pursuits to your desired program of study, you are further highlighting your commitment. As a general rule of thumb, the information you include here should be around 80% academic and 20% non-academic. So for example, as a member of the school science club, a non-curricular academic activity, you may have developed the ability to analyze data and tackle problems logically. Taking part in a work placement falls into the same category and could have helped you develop your communication skills, time management, and computer skills. So you get the idea. Non-academic accomplishments may involve music, sport, travel, clubs, and can lead to a variety of competencies such as teamworking, leadership, language, networking, or presentation skills. A word of warning here, it is vital that you sell yourself, but don't write anything that you haven't really done in your personal statement, because that will, your personal statement will land up in the rejected pile then. So keep it honest and down to earth. So moving on, the conclusion. So once you've emphasized your keen interest and relevant qualities, you should round off the statement with a conclusion that will be remembered. Because there is little point putting all your effort to generate interest in the opening paragraph, only for your statement to gradually fade away at the end. So a good conclusion will create lasting impact and may express how studying your chosen course will allow you to pursue a particular career or achieve any other plans. It can also underline your motivation and determination. So when writing your personal statement, one of the things I would suggest is to use a formal tone, stay relevant, and be positive. As you have to pack all this information into a relatively short statement, it is essential to avoid the superficial stuff, or as people call it, the fluff. If a sentence sounds pretty but doesn't give the reader information, remove it. In addition, the tone should be formal and you should not use contractions, slang, or jokes. Remember, the statement will be read by academics, often leaders in their field. Referring to books is fine, but don't resort to using famous quotes as they are overused and do not reflect your own ideas. Also, while it's good to avoid repetition, don't overdo it. With moving on, your personal statement should be positive. So if you need to mention a difficult situation you have overcome, ensure you present it as a learning experience rather than giving the reader an opportunity to notice any shortcomings. Also bear in mind that your personal statement will probably go to several universities as part of a single application, as I've mentioned before. So specifically naming one university is not going to win you any favors with the others. And one of the other things I would suggest is to get some help, and never copy someone else's work. Checking grammar, spelling, and flow is essential, and it is perfectly okay to ask someone to do this for you. A fresh pair of eyes and a different perspective always helps. And as long as the third party does not write the content for you, their input could be of vital importance. And while you may get away with not sticking to all of the above advice to a certain extent, there is one thing that you absolutely must not do: copy someone else's work. Most applications are made through UCAS, which uses sophisticated software to detect plagiarism. So if you are found to have copied content from the internet or a previous statement, your application will be cancelled immediately. So remember, always remember, it is a personal statement, so it must not be copied. And the last tip I'd like to give you is if you understand all of the theory behind the personal statement and have an abundance of ideas floating in your head, but you're still blank, just take a pen and paper and make a simple mind map. Get your ideas down in a mind map first. Jot down all your experiences, activities, skills, attributes, and perhaps even include books you have read or even current items that interest you in the news. Then look for how these link you to your course and highlight the most significant elements using arrows, colors, and even doodles. Capturing thoughts on paper and making logical deductions from an image can give structure to your ideas. So this is all from my end. Now I would like to hand it over to my teaching center colleagues who will speak about structure and correct language in further detail. Over to you, Sumanta and Shiva.
Thank you, Deepta. Shuman, you're on mute.
Thanks, Tito. Thanks very much. And hello, everyone. Good afternoon. Tito has very nicely described the SOP, and also he said what to do, what you should not. Shiva and I are going to go a bit deeper and tell you actually how to arrange and organize your writing. So let me share my slides with you. Can you see my slides, Shiva?
Not yet. Yeah.
Great. So so let's start. Shiva, could you just tell us what will be there in our discussion today?
Right. Thank you, Shimon. Okay. In this part of the session, we're going to talk about what you should include in your statement of purpose, what you should not include in your statement of purpose. We'll talk a little bit about how to organize your ideas. And after you're done writing, what kind of questions should you be asking yourself as a checklist to make sure that you're happy with your statement of purpose before you submit it.
Right. So let's start.
What to include. Think about, first decide the subject that you want to study, and then include reasons on why you chose this course of study. Think about what you've done before that, your prior knowledge that you have on the given topic, subject that you've chosen. Also, any experience that you might have. It could be books that you've read about that subject, or maybe projects that you've done on it, or why you have an interest on it. Think about your past, what you've already done based on that subject, and think about your future, your goals and your interests. Think about the career line you want to go into and include that in your statement of purpose as well.
And also, don't forget to write why you have chosen the UK to study, right? That's very important to mention.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Shimon, do you want to talk a little bit about how to organize?
Right. Let's talk about how to organize. Sounds difficult, but don't be panic. Just follow the steps. Okay. So the first thing is remember the word power, right? So here P stands for plan. Shiva, can you guess what O stands for?
Organize.
Brilliant. Okay. W stands for
Right?
right. E stands for edit
Edit.
and review, right? Right. This is a basic thing you should remember when you write or organize your writing. Let's talk a bit detail. Plan. So when you plan, brainstorm all the ideas you have, what comes in your mind, everything, write down in a on a paper, right? So and then decide the main purpose of your writing, collect information as much as possible, and then select. Because you're gonna write everything, you have to select anyways. Select the relevant information you have to use. When selection is done, then finally group the ideas. So ideas should not be scattered everywhere. So group them, categorize them together, and then decide which idea or ideas you should write first. So based on importance. That's very important. When you've done it, start writing. But when you write, remember, write in paragraphs. Um, Many applicants just write everything together. That means actually it doesn't look good. So write in paragraphs. But remember, every paragraph must have a clear central idea. So you should not write two different ideas in the same paragraph. And also, there should be a bridge between words, sentence, and the paragraphs. It's not the scattered sentences or words. So there should be a link in all of your writings. And then link them with cohesive devices. Use some linking words or phrases that will link your ideas and sentences nicely. Remember to use different grammatical structures. Do not use only simple sentences or one kind of structure. Rather use complex passive form and also other different structures if you can do it, because it looks better and more professional, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you have done it, you have to edit, you have to check. So check that the layout is attractive, easy to understand, because readers can easily follow your writing. And of course that we forget to check our punctuation marks. So please check the punctuation marks, because the meaning might change because of wrong punctuation marks. And of course check your spelling and if any grammatical errors. When this is done, correct your mistakes and then rewrite again. I'm sure it will be a good writing that time when you can nicely do this. Right, okay. Shiva, anything to add there?
I just had one question. When you mean cohesive devices, could you give to link our ideas together? Could you give us some examples?
Right. For example, let's say you have one idea. It's about a positive tone, and then you want to give an example about it. So you can say, for example, say, or you want to give a reason. You can add one before that. The reason behind this, the main reason is, so you can use these phrases, or it
Right.
could be opposite idea. You can actually say, however, on the other hand. So you can actually add these devices. That sounds, your ideas are linked together.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Thanks.
Right. And Shiva, could you tell us about this? What not to include?
Right. Don't include any irrelevant information, anything that's not related to your course of study or why you want to study it. Don't make up information like Tito mentioned before, because they will know that you made it up. And you don't want to get caught and have false information on your statement of purpose. Avoid flowery words. The tone should be quite formal and academic. So you don't really need a lot of adjectives and descriptive words in your writing. Stick to the point, keep the tone formal.
Yes, you're right.
Yeah.
I think Tito already mentioned the same thing, that do not add something that you don't have it. So yes, you're right. So just write what you have, and do not write everything, because just write what they're looking for. So please check carefully what they're looking for, right? So because all the information may not fit with this particular application or the statement of purpose. Right. What questions to ask? Shiva,
Yeah.
could you please?
So when you're done writing, to check whether you've hit all the spots, there's a few questions that you can ask yourself. We call these the 6 C's. Check whether your writing is concise. Is it clear? Is it complete? Correct? Courteous? And coherent. Now, what do we mean by all of this? Here are some questions you can ask yourself. Is your document easy to read and understand? Is the layout attractive? So when we're talking about layout, have you done your paragraphing? Does it have an introduction and a conclusion? Does it have body paragraphs? And have you used simple English, or is it very, flowery? Is it complete? Have you included all the details and the explanation that the admission counselors have asked for and that they require in order to proceed with your application?
Yeah, that's very important.
Yeah. Next, ask yourself, is it concise? Have you delivered the message that you want to deliver using as few words as possible? You don't want to elaborate unnecessarily, because then you might become, what you're writing might be irrelevant. So keeping it concise is really important.
And also, I think, Shiva, that then to check that they are repeating the same information again and again and not.
Absolutely.
That's very important. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Next, ask yourself, have you chosen a structure that's appropriate to the reader and topic? By structure, we mean how you've organized your ideas. Does each paragraph have talk about one idea? A good way to organize would be choose a paragraph to talk about why you've chosen the course of study. In another paragraph, talk about your future goals. In another paragraph, talk about your past experiences, etc., etc. So organization and paragraphing is really important. Also, make sure that your ideas flow logically and they're connected as well. Next, ask yourself, are you courteous? Is your tone correct? Does it have a certain level of formality for the audience that you're writing to? Are you using academic language? Do you have a professional tone? If you find any informal expressions or slangs in there, go ahead and make some corrections there.
Yeah.
Next,
in the edit section, you have to check these also when you edit your writing.
Yeah. Next, ask yourself, is it correct? Is the information that you've provided accurate? Have you made anything up? If so, go ahead and change it. Also look at any grammatical mistakes, any spelling mistakes. If you want to rearrange anything, you don't want to have any obvious grammatical mistakes on your writing. So go back and edit and make any corrections where you need to.
So, remember the final words.
Yeah, if you would like to study in the UK, writing a good statement of purpose is the key part of your success.
So don't be panic. Be creative. Be practical.
That's right.
Now you can ask any questions if you have, right? Tito, and we'll try to answer your questions.
Okay, Shuman bhai, the first question that we have is how many words should a personal statement be? So I think we've answered the question already. Shuman bhai, if you'd like to answer that again.
Well, it should not be too long or too short, right? So it could be around 150 to 100.
So the thing is, if someone is applying through UCAS, the word limit is the character limit is 4,000, which is roughly 500 to 700 words. But that is for UCAS. But if someone is applying separately to a particular university, then that that may vary from institution to institution.
Yeah.
I hope that answers your question.
Yeah. So then to check actually the requirement.
So this is a question for Shiva and Shuman Bhai. Is there any basic English course at the British Council? Where can I get detailed information?
Shiva?
We do have English courses. We've got English skill courses that are online right now. To get information, just call our customer service number or email customer services, and they'll tell you what to do from there.
We say it my class now.
Mm-hmm.
So they can choose their classes in their time. It's not a fixed time anymore. So you can choose your classes. That's a very good thing to do this.
Right.
So the next question we have is how are the prospects for a marketing major to apply for higher studies in the UK? I think the prospects are very good. A lot of my friends have studied marketing in the UK and are doing very well in their careers. So I think the prospects are really good.
Mm.
Any more questions?
Okay, our next question is from Shaiful Islam. Do we offer online IELTS? Shimon, would you like to answer this?
Yes, we do. We do online IELTS classes. At the same time, same as like my class as I said. This time is not that you have to choose any particular class in the fixed time. We have several options for the same lesson. You have 15 credits to decide when you register, and you can choose the credit based on your choice. You can choose the time. You can choose the particular lesson. You can talk to our customer service for detailed information. Thank you. So I think no more questions, Tito.
I think there are no more questions. So thank you, Shuman Bhai. Thank you, Shiva,
Thank you,
for your time today. Anything you'd like to say before you end the session?
Well, I'd like to say thanks everyone who have joined today. And if you have further questions, please write down, and we'll try to answer later. We'll type the answers or for more information, you can talk to customer service. Thank you, everyone.
All right. Thank you, everyone who joined us today. I hope you found the session useful, and keep an eye on our Facebook page for similar sessions in the future. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
All right. Bye, Shuman Bhai. Bye, Shiva.
Bye.
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 Bye.